Welcome to the IGE Grand Prix magazine, today from the Mount Panorama circuit in Bathurst, and we are here on board with Dennis Schneider. On his lap he already drive through the first corner, Hell corner, now he's on the mountain straight. Now we go to the second corner, Quarry, and here begins the second sector, which is, well, not that fast, but, well, it's the hardest part of the track. We are in the cutting. Now we are riding on Griffith's Mouth, and after the raid park comes here the Salmon Park corner. Now we are driving to the McPhillamy Park corner, and then we will see the S's. Corners 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and 17, and then we go to the Dipper, and after Forest Elbow, that's this well, little corner, we are on the Conrad Straight, and we will drive, well, to the last chicane on this circuit, the Chase, and we see that he is chasing in the chase his teammate on this lap. Well, and the last corner is the Murray's corner. You see left pit entry, well, and that was one lap with Dennis Schneider. And here we are into the race, and we see the new starting system. It's a single file system that changed, so the IGP races will not be started in a double file. And one lap later, not that much happened in the first round, a few overtakes. We see Andrew O'Connor. He's a new guy who's driving on this weekend for Russia GP, and Yannick Lapstich, who made a mistake, while his teammate Sven Schubert is out of the race before he started because he spun in the formational lap and could not continue. Here we see what happens. He was in a fight with Richardson and, well, was pushed out, and then we see the end of the race for Gonzalez Cativo, who had problems in this corner before, and now we see what's new in the IGP for this race. Bad news for the German Jens Kess. After being late because of a terminal conflict, the mechanics could not fix the problem that appeared in the qualification, so he was not able to taking part on the Grand Prix. Meanwhile, the Scuderia Rinaldi team is happy to have two drivers on the starting grid. Chantley Beu will join Rein Daisuke. The young Frenchman replaces Michael Sanchez for this race. The crash of Gonzalez Cativo was causing a virtual safety car phase. That means that the leader is leading the field, and after that is the restart. But there were more virtual safety car phases needed after this mistake of the Frenchman Chantley Beu. Andrew O'Connor had no possibility to get round the Frenchman who was blocking well, this part of the circuit, so there was another virtual safety car phase, and Henry Hermsen still leads the field in front of his teammate, and after him there is the first speedster with Yannick Schneider, who was not taking part in the Phillip Island Grand Prix, and then there we see the next restart, and we see that Dennis Schneider is not really that aggressive against his teammate there. In 6th position at this stage was Dominic Röken, and that's, well, another great story. The Russia Grand Prix team was able to take part here, and there we see the man who, well, tried to gain a point again, and here we see Röken, who spins in his Russia on this very, very difficult stage of the track, losing, well, the control and, well, losing a few positions, but still a great race. And here we see a battle between Lapstich and John Atkinson, and that is the end for John Atkinson. He was smashed into the wall by the car of Yannick Lapstich, but, well, no fault there for Yannick Lapstich, and there we see how Rein Daisuke ends his race, well, and causing another virtual safety car. And you see the field is not that big anymore at that stage, and Henry Hermsen is still into the lead, and well, it's a great performance by the two Porsche drivers who made, well, nearly no mistakes. And here we see the restart, and Henry Hermsen again is not under big pressure by his teammate. I think that was calculated. Then 2 laps before the end of the race, Dennis Schneider sees his chance after a mistake of Henry Hermsen. Well, and this battle will continue to the finish line, and here maybe the best chance for Dennis Schneider to pass his teammate in a race with a lot of crashes. They both ignored and stayed in front, and Hermsen is blocking this very well, and well, he wins this race here in Bathurst, the race with, well, the only highlights were crashes. Yannick Schneider 3rd, Pascal Polens, we see here, is 4th, and Dominic Röken scores the first point for Russia in 5th place. Great performance by him. 6th position goes to, well, the Ganami IGP team, so more points for Porsche there. There we saw Yannick Lapstich, who was managing to pass Jack McCain, who had braking failures at the end of the race, which we see here, but he is also through the line. And well, Christian Sigman asked me a few questions about the IGP after the race.
Well, after the first 2 races, how satisfied are you so far with the International Grand Prix series?
Very happy so far with the series, especially, you know, we're not using our full potential at the moment, and I'm very excited about the future, when the series will grow, new drivers and manufacturers are introduced, and so on. And there are a lot of things we can improve and we will improve. So with this background knowledge, I can tell you that we are at, well, 70% at the moment, and that gives us room to make this series a fantastic one, and that is the target at the end of the day.
As we all know, the IGP is using a balance of performance system for the different concepts. Does this system work as the IGA board of directors thought, or is there still work to do with it to perfect it?
To be fair, we had no experience with this sort of racing concept, especially because it doesn't exist before we made it. And you know, I'm very proud on the whole team that worked on the balance of performance or balance of conception system. And I have to thank all drivers who tested the stuff like engines, gearboxes and so on. And I think we are all, drivers, the board of directors, commentators and fans, can be very happy with the result, and we saw it in the first 2 races that it works. So the most important thing is that we keep listening to the different drivers like we did, and gave the Speedster, for example, more room in the system and fix problems if there are any. And if we do so, we have a fantastic concept that drivers respect and like, and that's the most important thing at the end of the day. And now we look at the standings in the International Grand Prix, and we see we have a new leader. That's no surprise after Phillip Island winner Sven Schubert spun in the formations lap, and now Henry Hermsen leads the charts in front of his teammate. You can see the full standings on our homepage. And the next race of the International Grand Prix is on April the 26th, and it will be in Kyalami, and at the end of the race we will see the lights you see here in the picture, because the race will end under lights in the dark. So interesting next race, and I wish you a good time and say goodbye.